Hey everyone, today's video we're going to talk about setting up an automatic reply to Google Business Reviews using make.com. So let's jump into it. The first thing we're going to need is to jump into make.com, create a new scenario. In this scenario, we're going to start with the Google My Business module. You will need to connect it. And if you don't have your Google API connection, I do have a video on that. I'll put in the description below. Once you get your connection made, you want to do by creation time. It's going to ask you your account, so you could choose that. And then it'll give you all the businesses you're in charge of or have access to. And this one, we'll just do this. Hit OK. One thing you do want to do is choose a place to start. So you can do from now on, a specific day, all, or manually. By default, it's going to start with the very first review, whether that was yesterday or 15 years ago. So I normally make sure that I'm choosing from a specific date and just choose today and hit OK. That way it'll only come from this point on. So if you're working at an agency and you're taking on a new client, everything from this point in time on will automatically get reviews, so they'll know that it was from you. Next step is to add a router. Basically, we want to have an option for bad reviews, so 3 stars and below, and good reviews. Realistically, you don't have to do this. I just did it because I added one extra little thing in here, but you don't have to. The filters, once you get your filter in here, name your label so you know it's good or bad. Condition is the star rating, so it'll pull the star rating from the Google, and 3, 2, or 1. So do that add or rule and do it all 3 times. They need to be all caps and the words spelled out. The same thing for good. Good is just 5 or 4. So make sure those are in there. All right, ChatGPT. You're going to want to create your connection. I'll also have a link how to get your API connection in there. I use assistants. So I have a Google Business Reply good and bad. So this is the bad. So then we're going to select the bad. We're going to use the user role, and here's my message. So like for me on my assistants, I have it ask 8 questions. So the website of the company, keywords, city, business name. Then we're going to pull in the reviewer display name. So who wrote the review from Google My Business. I always write in 5th grade level. Most of it comes out fine. What the comment is pulling from Google My Business, and that is the review they left, and then the star rating. So if we look at my assistant over here, basically ask the following questions, which we just talked about. Analyze the page that was written, see how they form stuff. Basically, we want to write as the customer, so analyze the page, get to know the customer. Always be polite and courteous. Responses should reflect the company's professionalism. Address the specifics of each comment. Acknowledge the customer's experience and address the specific points they mention. express gratitude and reinforce positive sentiments. I tell it, let's see, user-friendly and professional tone, thanking the reviewer. Somewhere in here, I tell it to write 6 paragraphs. Yeah. Friendly, show appreciation, refer points to the reviewer mentioned, clearly express disappointment if the customer has a less than satisfactory experience, provide a way for the customer to reach out privately, finish with a courteous and professional closing. So basically, we want it to add all this stuff into our review. And I'll show you what one looks like when we're done. So that's why we got all this, and we only have it put the output in. All right. Then from there, it goes back to Google My Business. We're going to leave it enter manually, the name from here, and the result. So the name is the person that left the review, and the result is what ChatGPT wrote for us. And I'll put it into the comment reply. And then one of the biggest things I hear from customers is we never know what you're doing. So I connected mine up to my email. So every time somebody leaves a review, it says you got a new 3-star review from that person for name of company, and then my company's Sith marketing notification. Then hey Steve, it does do HTML, and you want to add the line breaks in here. You just got a not so good review from, and put their name. Here's what the review said. So add the comment from the very first one, so they know what the review said. We went ahead and replied to the review for you. If you'd like any changes, let us know. Here's what we said. And then our result. And then my name and deal. So then basically you can put the recipient's email, your email from and reply to, and it'll send them an email after every time. So pretty cool, pretty simple. For good, you're basically doing the same thing. The exact same thing. Nothing really changes. The only thing that changes is what assistant I use. If you don't want to use an assistant, you can straight up just use, basically, let's do add module, ChatGPT, do create a completion. Always use the newest model. For your roles, you can do system. You write the best replies to Google reviews. You are a professional roofer. And you could tell them about yourself. You are you write with a northern charm. And then from there, you want to add another message. This one's going to be user. And basically, you could do the same thing. Write a reply, review 2, and then just add in your comment. right there. Max tokens, I always just put 0. 0 means it'll max out if it needs to. But that right there is how you do it if you just want to do it straight into the system. You may have to play with it for your system role to give it more about you and how you want to write. And then your user role, I would definitely add more here. So like make it 6 paragraphs long, use short and long sentences, be respectful to the person, things like that. Then you'll just hit OK. So basically the bottom is set up the same way. Let's open that up. So still answering my questions. Google Business is still entering manually name and result from those. And then the email, the only thing that's changed is you got a great review. So not so good to great, because we want them to know the difference that they got a good review or a bad review. So, and then we just make sure we're saving at all times we're creating this. If you want to test it, you can hit run once. Most customers I have set for every hour. There's one that gets 4 or 5 reviews a day. So I've got his set to every 15 minutes. And the reason for that is sometimes you'll get 2 or 3 in 1 hour, and I want to make sure it catches them all. Let me pull up the example real quick so you can see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's all. Let's go ahead and read. All right. So this was 21 hours ago. Steve is not only a great guide, but also a great human being. Had a wonderful experience and would highly recommend. With a photo. Here's what we said back. Dear Jasons, thank you for kindly leaving words for such a glowing review. I'd especially love to hear that Steve made it possible to impact your fishing trip. It was wonderful to hear the experience was memorable. Your enthusiastic recommendation warms our hearts. If you ever want to cast another line or have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to host you again for more tripping fun. Thanks once again, Jason. Tight lines and happy fishing. Warm regards, the team. So definitely does a good job, and I've been using it on my customers for about 2 months now. So they're all happy and excited with it. Make sure your customers are getting reviews. So if you need to, what I tell my customers to say to help get reviews is, hey, client, we're on a quest to get 50 reviews. We would really appreciate your help getting there. Can I text you a link so you can leave us a review real quick? If you can add, if it's something like the fishing trips where they can add photos, ask them to add photos. It only helps you out. So I hope that helps. If you want to get access to all of this, I will have a link in the description soon for you to buy this. I will export this whole thing and all my assistants and have it in one spot to where you can just import it all. Y'all have a great day. See you in the next video.